All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. We have hit 10,000 subscribers on this channel. Thank you, everybody, for giving us that milestone and showing us love and support. We're going to give away $1,000 in cash, but we are going to do that on Super Bowl Sunday. So the drawing or the wheel spin will be done on Super Bowl Sunday. We'll have a live show at halftime. And in order to win, you must be present in the live to win that $1,000 in cash. To enter this contest for the $1,000, you have to subscribe to the channel. You have to like every video that you see. I can't hold you to that. We're going to go on the honor system. I trust you guys. The second thing is you have to comment llama in the comment section. You have to comment llama in the comment section. That could be on any of our videos up until the Super Bowl. All you have to do, again, comment llama on any of the videos. I would really appreciate it if you guys would only do it one time so we don't have to go through all the repeats. But we also have another subscriber goal, 12,000 subs. We are going to give away a couple tickets to your choice of NBA, NFL, NCAA football games. Doesn't have to be in season. We can wait and send you guys later on the season. Again, thank you guys so very much for getting us to 10,000 subscribers. We are very happy with what we have built, but we know this year is going to be even better than last year. We hope to see you guys along for the journey because we know this is only the beginning. Trey, enough said. Let's get into this video. All right, guys, let's get some NCAA basketball picks and props for Tuesday, January 16th slate of games. Trey, let's take a look at that leaderboard. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, as we were recording the other videos, my game ended. I am actually 1-0 now. I gave out McNeese State minus 11.5 versus Lamar. McNeese State, they won this game by double digits, won it by almost 20. They commanded it the entire second half. McNeese State, I'm going to look out for them in March. I think they're going to possibly be able to be a giant killer. Watch out, guys.
Yes, and I had an 0-1 day. I had Ohio State -1 against Michigan. They went into Michigan, and they lost that game outright. I believe it was by 8 points. I do want to look up the stats. Someone in the comment section said the line really moved, and it did. It moved in favor of Michigan to -1.5 right before tip-off, and he was dead on with that. I want to look at the stats here for Michigan because they were lights out from three. They went 12 of 23 from deep, 52%. Ohio State shot 12%, 3 of 25 from three. That's the difference in the game. They won by 8. Bad pick by me. I'm going to bounce back today. Trey, let's take a look at the plays for tomorrow. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, not so small college connoisseur today because I'm going to be attacking the Big 12. Give me this Iowa State at BYU game, and this is going to be a very entertaining game to watch. Both teams, they have a great chance to win the Big 12, in my opinion, and it kind of shows for how they have played so far this season because both teams, they have a 13-3 record. In Iowa State, they're 1-1 on the road, and BYU, they are 9-1 at home this season, and that has earned both teams a spot inside the top 12 of the KenPom rankings. BYU, they are number 11. Iowa State right behind them at number 12. So this is going to be a very, very great game to watch. But I'm going to be taking the home team here. Give me BYU at -4.5 here in this game. I believe that they are the better and more balanced team here, and their crazy home crowd is going to power them to a win and a cover. In Iowa State, they scored the 38th most points per game behind their free throw attempts. They take a ton of free throw attempts, which is top 30 in the country. In BYU, they check in as the number 12th highest scoring team in the country. And they do that behind their three-point shooting. They make the most three-pointers in the entire country. And the reason why I love BYU is because Iowa State, they are in the bottom 100 in the nation when it comes to three-pointers allowed per game. And BYU, they're going to be able to chuck them up. And with the home crowd behind them, I think it's going to fuel them to make a lot here in this game. And BYU, they are in the top 75 in college basketball when it comes to free throws allowed. They simply do not foul. So BYU, they're going to be able to do what they do best on offense, while Iowa State, I think, is going to struggle to put up the points. So give me BYU at home here. I'm going to take the -4.5 versus Iowa State.
Yeah, Trey, I like that play there. BYU is a monster. For my play today, though, I'm going to take a look at Missouri going on the road to take on Alabama. I'm going to grab the under. 159.5 is the play. I don't necessarily like the unders. I never like betting unders, but the trends have been good for the unders whenever these teams play. I'm going to start by telling the people how good the offenses have been this season, but I promise you at the end, I'm going to try to persuade you to take the under. Missouri this season, they're sitting at 500. They're 12th in the SEC. Not a very good record, not a very good team this season, but they are scoring 75.6 points per game. Alabama, on the other hand, they've been very good this season with 5 losses on the year. They're currently in first place in the SEC conference. They have one of the best scores in the country with Sears, averaging over 20 points per game. And as a team, they're averaging 90.1 points per game. So when you look at both those teams, they're averaging a combined 165.7 points per game. The over-under set at 159.5. So you would think to take the over. However, whenever these teams meet up and the over-under is set at 150 points scored or more as a total, the total goes under. We saw this last season in both of their meetings, with both totals being set at 157.5 and 162. Both those games went under by a pretty significant margin. And in the first game, 149 points were scored, which was 13 points under the total. And the second game, only 133 points were scored, which was 24.5 points underneath the total. And the trends, they go back all the way to 2021, because in 2022, Alabama versus Missouri, the total was set in the 140s for both games. But in 2021, the total number was set at 151.5, and it went under as they scored 133 in that game as well. I know it might be strange, but the trend is that whenever the number is in the 150s for the over-under, it goes under every single time. Missouri's also been struggling over the last couple of games. They scored 68 points and 69 points against Georgia and South Carolina in 2 of the last 3 games. Alabama, they've also been struggling offensively, only in the 70s in 2 of the last 3 games. I'm going to take the under. I never do it. The trends are too juicy. The teams aren't playing very well offensively. Under 159.5 as the play. Trey, let's go to the props. Have you start us off?
Not a good day on the props for us, guys. I went 0-1. That's because I give out Doug McDaniel to go over his 23.5 PRAs versus Ohio State. Bear was saying they were red hot. He was basically the only one that was missing, because McDaniel, he started off this game very slow, and that cost us the over, because he finished the game strong. He finished with 15 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, but that's only 22 PRAs. I feel like I've been missing by a bucket a lot here recently, and that's just painstaking.
Yeah, it's tough to lose by a bucket. I think I'd rather lose by 10 plus. But I had Cam Jones, and I basically did lose by 10 plus. I had the under, 14.5 points against Villanova. Villanova had no interest in playing defense today. Cam Jones had one of the worst shooting performances 2 games ago, and in this game, he didn't miss. He dropped 22 points and dominated Villanova. So an 0-1 day, 0-2 with the team. Let's bounce back. Let's go 2-0. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to be attacking a guy with a great name. Give me great Osobor to go over 32.5 PRAs versus New Mexico. I really love this over for great here in this game, because he is simply a force in the paint, mainly because he's a massive human being. And he is very athletic as well, because Osobor, he checks in at 6'8" and weighs 250 pounds. And he turns that frame into a great average as well, averaging 31.3 PRAs per game. But the reason why I love this over, because whenever we filter that for just on the road in his 6 road games to look at how he plays on the road, it makes me love this play, because he averages 36.4 PRAs in those road games, which is well over this number. Osobor, he loves showing up the road stadiums and quieting the road crowds. And with this being a massive game against a good conference opponent, I expect Great to show up here huge in this game, especially whenever we factor in New Mexico. They are very small. In fact, their center is 6'8" and only weighs 225 pounds and is a true freshman. I expect Great to eat him alive here in this game. Give me Great Osobor to go over 32.5 PRAs versus New Mexico.
Love it, Trey. Love it. For my play today, we're going to look at Dalton Knecht to go over his total points for Tennessee going up against Florida. This kid over the last 2 games has been an absolute monster against Mississippi State and Georgia. Dalton, he's averaging 17.2 points per game. He's shooting 47.8% from the field. But over the last 2 games, he's been a completely different person. He scored 28 points against Mississippi State, and almost all of those points were scored in the second half of that game. He shot 55.6% from the field, 45% from deep. He poured in 28. In his last game against Georgia on the road, they found themselves down by 10-plus points late in the second half. He poured in 36 points against Georgia. He shot 60% from the field, 62.5% from deep, and he was the reason Tennessee came back and won that game on the road. He is oozing with confidence, and he's going to be back home with the home crowd going up against a tough opponent in Florida. It's a big conference game. I expect another big-time performance from Dalton Knecht, so I'm going to go over his total points as the play for Dalton Knecht. Trey, let's go to the graphic. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I'm going with a big Big 12 matchup here. Give me BYU minus 4.5 against Iowa State. They are at home, and they're dominant at home. And I expect them to show up here with the home crowd behind them. Also going with great Osobor to go over 32.5 PRAs against New Mexico. Great. He is great, and he's going to be great for us today.
How are we naming our kid Great? There's got to be another name, right, Trey? Great.
I mean,
great.
That sets up very high expectations for him, honestly.
Great. He's going to be great all of his life. I have Dalton Knecht over his points. He scored 28 and 36 the last 2 games. Expect another 20-plus performance out of him out of Florida. And then give me Alabama versus Missouri under 159.5 points. Everybody knows I hate taking unders. I could not ignore the trends. They're too juicy. I love the under in that game. Guys, that's going to do it for the NCAA basketball plays and props for Tuesday, January 16th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching. We had multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's 2 options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube, and it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,